You ever notice how when a black man built something powerful, something free, something independent, the empire finds a way to burn it down? That's exactly what happened to King Jubogha of Opobo. The British called him Jaja because they couldn't pronounce his name, but I won't be doing that. He was an enslaved man who rose to rule his own kingdom, control his own trade, and stand up to the British Empire until they decided that freedom was bad for business. Jubogha was born in 1821 in what's now Imo State, Nigeria in Igbo land. By the way, I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing any of this. Please correct me in the comments. He was kidnapped as a child and sold into slavery in the Niger Delta, but he didn't stay broken. He was purchased by a wealthy trading family in Bonny, the house of Anna Pepple, and over time, he learned their business. By sheer brilliance and determination, Jubogha bought his freedom. He didn't just survive the system, he mastered it. He became the head of his own trading house. And by the 1860s, he was one of the most powerful men in the Delta. Then he did something that terrified the British. He broke away from Bonny and founded his own city, Opobo, built on self-rule, discipline, and African control of African trade. See, the palm oil trade was the new gold. Europe had outlawed the slave trade, but they still wanted African resources, oil for factories, soap, and machines. Jubogha cut out the middleman. He told European traders, if you want oil, you come to me directly. He set fair prices, taxed ships, and banned credit so his people wouldn't fall into debt. And it worked. By the 1870s, Opobo controlled nearly all the oil experts in that region. He turned business into liberation, and that scared every colonial official within shouting distance. Then came the retaliation, economic first and then political. British merchants called him a monopolist. Translation, a black man who refuses to be exploited. When pressure didn't work, they turned to deceit. In 1877, British consul Harry Johnston invited Jubogha on a ship under the pretense of negotiating a treaty. But as soon as he boarded, they arrested him, accused him of obstructing British trade, and shipped him off for trial. And the court found him guilty and exiled him to the West Indies, first to St. Vincent and then to Barbados. Years later, after petitions and protests, the British agreed to let him return to Opobo, but he never made it home. He died en route near the Canary Islands, officially of illness, but many in the Delta believed that he was poisoned. And honestly, given the history, who could really blame them? After his death, the British seized Opobo, opened the rivers to foreign merchants, and folded the region into their growing colonial protectorate. But the people never forgot him. He became more than a memory. He became proof. Proof that we were never waiting to be civilized, that we were already building empires the world refused to recognize. He was the definition of sovereignty, an enslaved child who became a self-made king. He showed us that African power wasn't a myth. It was a threat to colonial profit. King Jubogha of Opobo didn't fall because he was weak. He fell because he proved too many lies wrong, that Africans couldn't lead, couldn't govern, couldn't own their own economies, and for that, they exiled him. But even in death, his story stands as a warning and a blueprint. Because every time we build something that's ours, history tries to call it a rebellion, when really, it's just restoration. Say his name, King Jubogha.